Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man, BTM here. Wondering why the camera's not on. That's weird. Let me know if you can hear me. There we go. Okay, I'm about to say what's going on. But yeah, thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And super chat. Your man's in need. Let me know how things are going. Thank you, Silver Days. Thanks for checking in. So we're live. I guess the video's going now. Video, audio, good now. Thank you, sir. Silver Days, BTM Crypto News Network. Let's go. XRP Army. Hit the like, smash the like and subscribe. Zebec. So shout out to all the Zebecians in the ZBCN network and everyone that is for payroll processing in the payroll processing of the future or payroll processor of the future. I'm tripping. What up, DR? What up, Yazim? What up, Silver Days? What's going on? So let's turn on the spotlight and see what we can see. There is an announcement today. I'm sure you guys already heard. Most of the information I give you is not new news, but it's still the news. DOS. I think we can see 50 cents next year. Think we can see 50 cents next year. Yazi, I think so, actually. I think we might see 20 cent maybe by the end of the year. Maybe 25 cents. And if that's the case, we can definitely push on up to 50 cent, maybe $1 next year. Depends on what kind of adoption we get and what kind of market push happens. This is Caleb and Brown. If you're looking for someone to custody your crypto and a good way to exchange crypto without paying enormous fees when you sell and when you purchase, Caleb and Brown is a good crypto brokerage. They hold your crypto for you and they help you advise you on what to buy and when to buy. So overall, it's a pretty good investment, especially if you're new to crypto. And a lot of times early on, we think we know everything and end up losing, right? I've lost a lot of money in crypto from bad decisions in not knowing what I was doing. I actually learned how to do things the hard way. So you can take some of that guesswork out and work with a personal broker on Caleb and Brown. And in the description, I have a link where you can sign up. I think you get 20% reduction for signing up. And you also help out the BTM Crypto News Network. Let's go over to X. So this is the big announcement. Don't forget to sign up for the BTM Crypto News Network to stay current with XRP, Zebec, Turbo Toe token. Actually going to start doing Bitcoin. People who ask me about Bitcoin. So we're going to start doing some Bitcoin videos as well as XRP and a few other cryptos that we're into. So this is the Zebec card. Zebec is adding the 16th chain, Zeno, the first public privacy blockchain on Zebec. Zeno project. And I thought you might have picked them up. I think I was mining them for a while. It's a privacy focused blockchain with untraceable transactions and a hybrid proof of work, proof of stake consensus for optimal blockchain security designed to power privacy first dApps and confidential assets. Starting Friday, Zeno will be live on Zebec Silver Carbon cards with a custom Zeno debit card launching soon for private deposit and spending. Get your Zebec card today at cardzebec.io. What up? Peace to the chat. What up, SB? Uh, Peace. Music is life. What up? Music is life. Shout out to the Zebecians. Who's this? Bird and Friends. Zebec is the next XRP. Yes. Uh, Person. I'm not sure if it's a man or woman. Uh, King, queen, or in between, whatever. Welcome to the Zebec Network. Zebec. What up, Tony? Peace, SB. So, what up, SB, and everyone else joining? Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit your main man up with a super chat. Just trying to keep the lights on BTM crypto news. Just trying to keep it going, bro. The economy is slowing down, and the crypto is slow. Shout out to your boy Yazin. What up, Tunk? This is actually, let's check the bubbles real quick. I actually jumped the gun on that announcement, so probably have to come back to that as well. So this is the crypto bubble. Just waiting for it to come up so we can close it down. Whenever we run through the bubble real quick. Hit the like for our man. Thank you, Tony. Just waiting for the crypto bubbles to update. I don't know why it is running so slow here. Buy Zebec now. Yes, Bird. Hit the like. Thanks, Tony. There we go. Finally. Okay, so Stronghold is up 1.2%. Somebody said that Stronghold is tied into XRP some kind of way. So remember, keep an eye on the things that are green when everything else is red. GigaChat up 0.5%. See Mac McDade? McCade? I don't know. Mac Aid? I don't know. It was up 0.4. Spales up 0.4. Swarms is up 0.1. Flare, which a lot of people are saying pickup, is up 0.6. There might be some supply shock coming down the line. So it would be good to pick it up now. ArcTech is up 0.6. XRP is down 0.1. XLM is down 0.2. Hint is up 0.2. ASM is up 0.7. Where is Zebec? It's usually over here somewhere. Usually in that corner. That's weird. Where is Zebec? Weird. Maybe it's not. Okay, there we go. I'm tripping. Now, Zebec is down 0.8 on the hour. Why is it showing me hour? Man, changes back over to days. Well, that changed everything. So Zebec is down zero point 0.3 on the day, down 9.1 on the week, up 35.7 on the month. On the year, we're at 380% up. Stronghold is down or up 2.7 on the day. Hint is up 1% on the day. White is free falling, down 31% on the day, 27 on the week, and 4% on the month. Qubic is down 3.8. And from Qubic, what are these guys? Trade Ogre has freaking disappeared. I don't know if anybody has any Trade Ogre updates. I've been looking. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's writing about it. Trade Ogre is not responding. I took my Qubic and ran. Bought a lot of Qubic on these guys, and now nothing. So I don't know what's really going on, but I'm still waiting to see if anybody has heard or got any information. If not, they better run my Qubics. We'll see if we can find them or something. and see what happened. There's also mining to it, which is weird. But these are spec coins, so it's not like I'm losing anything. But I would like to at least get my spec tokens off the freaking site, or at least have some word from somebody. Near's down 5.9. SPX is down 5.8. AI 16Z's down 4.9. Putty Penguin's down 5. Bears down 6.5. Estro is down 5.7. Baby Dodge is down 3. Radium is down 6.7. Sui's down 4.8. Solana's down 4.6. Ondo's down 5.2. Arch Blocks down 5. Tiles down 5.1. Flares down 4%. Nero's down 5. Mog's down 4. Osmosis down 4.6. Lucky is down 3.7. Chib is down 2.8. Luna is down 3.7. Bitcoin is down 1.3 to 116, down from 124. How quick that was. I think the all-time high, I guess the all-time high was, that was 124. That's weird. 123.7. 123,700 down to one, can't be, down to 116. So I guess people are starting to sell, and maybe altcoin season is about to start soon. So let's look at the, next, let me close this out in case this is taking up some RAM. And this is generous. Consider those Qubics coins gone. Don't even bother. That exchange is so shady. I know, man. I know. But they was the only people that had them, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure why I even dealt with them. But I think they were one of the only exchanges, but I didn't lose a lot in the deal, right? I only put like, $50 in it or something, less than 100. So it's not like it's a big windfall, but I had bought when they were extremely cheap. So I don't know. But maybe these guys don't have the tokens. That's why they disappeared. It's hard to tell with these exchanges, especially shady ass trade ogre. But I don't know. I had no problem with them other than they did the same thing with Caspa. Brad locked the Caspa tokens for 4 months. But that's not here nor there. Sorry to get something to drink. Okay, this is what we're looking for. So this is currently, we are back below the 5 on the 5-minute chart. We're at the 0044. You see if we can zoom in a little bit. Looks like we're bouncing around the 004. I thought we would push back up to at least the 004647, maybe the 005, but it might take some time. RSI is down, way down to 46.4. RSI base moving average is 40.8. Let me see if we can zoom in a little bit here. What the frick? Losing volume on the 5-minute had a MACD cross. Look like the MACD might have crossed again. Maybe volume is coming. That's the 5-minute. Check the 15-minute chart. Still losing volume. RSI is 46. Weird. 46 even. RSI base moving average is 48.1. Currently at the 0044. So I had a couple of green candles and a couple of red candles. 45-minute chart is showing a couple of red candles. Looks like we're inching down on the 45-minute. RSI is 43.07. The moving RSI moving average is 44.8. Looks like we're building volume. The MACD crossed and looks like it's on the way up on the 45-minute. On the 2-hour, RSI is down to 39. Histogram showing a green candle or Green volume building, and looks like there's a MACD cross. So maybe it is crossing and we're starting to build some volume on the 2 hour. And lastly, on the 4 hour, looks like we're losing volume. Looks like the MACD crossed and we're still losing volume on the 4 hour. RSI is 37. Wow. RSI is way in the overbought territory. 37.9. RSI base moving average is 40.9. Looks like we are coming down to 00409. And it looks like several red candles. And someone mentioned this might be forming a massive cup and handle pattern. Not sure about that technical information, but we will check back, guys. So bouncing around here. Well, yeah, this is a nice cup and handle potentially forming on XRP. I don't know why you guys are putting XRP information on. After the cup forms in the beginning of the noticeable handle takes shape, begins to monitor trading volume closely, you might observe a steady daily drop in volume that could potentially indicate the end of the handle formation is near. So this is empty, a bullish scenario, and this is top or entry. I'm tripping. Top and entry. This is stop and entry, a bullish scenario. I'm not 100% sure they're either, just showing you what I'm seeing. So going back to Zeno. Zeno? Zeno is a privately focused open source layer one crypto blockchain platform launched around 2019 by developers Andre and Pavel. It builds on the crypto note protocol and employs a hybrid proof of work POW proof of stake consensus model. Its standout features include enterprise grade privacy, transactions obscure slender receivers, and amount using ring signatures with stealth addresses and bulletproof cryptographies. Confident confidential asset supports for user issued privacy, preserving tokens that maintain the same confidentiality as the native Zeno token. Alias on-chain usernames linked to addresses for ease of use. Staking with no minimum or time clocks, encouraging participants and decentralization. Escrow contracts, multi-signature wallet, hybrid POW, POS security, and full privacy by default. In March 2024, the Zachanum hard fork introduced Ring CT and the first POS schema with hidden amounts, further expanding privacy and enabling multi-asset functionality. In summary, Zeno is optimized for confidentiality, letting users see and create private assets, and strong security and flexible developer tools. How Zeno help Hi, might Zeno help Zebec Network? Now, regarding integration with the Zebec Network, from our research, the Zebec token is ZBCN, not Xanos. Xanos is ZBCN is Zebec's native governance and utility token used across transaction fees, staking, governance, DPN, real world asset, RWA payments, and more. There's no indication and Zebec's official doc, technical summaries, or news sources that Zebec uses or plans any Zeno in the capability. Converting Zeno to Zebec may happen on exchanges. Coinbase displays Zeno purely market mechanisms and not integrated or technical relationship between the projects. Hey, did I get the question wrong? What are they talking about? Maybe the chat got confused because I don't even know what they're talking about. Privacy Central layered one with confidential assets, hybrid POS, POV, DeFi structure focused, infrastructure focused on real time programmable payments, payroll, streaming, DP and RWA multi chain. None of the ZBEX appeared unrelated to ZBEX system. It's weird. Maybe chat got confused because I didn't really say nothing. Uh, Zebec versus Stronghold. Nothing wrong with holding both. However, Stronghold is nowhere near the success Zebec has. Stronghold is still on the base of the mountain. I mean, there. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? We're connected. Is it connecting? Yeah, I don't know, man. Some every once in a while, it just goes weird like that. I don't know what's going on. But looks like we're back. So let's get back to it. Thanks for hanging in there. Shout out to Jetpack. That's weird. Jetpack, you join and the whole freaking system slows down. But we are good. We're back. Shout out to the people. Thank you, Jetpack. What up, Yazim? Thanks, Silver Days, for pointing that out. I was talking and I was looking and I was like, what the freak is going on? Why is nothing happening? But we're back. This thing happened the same thing last week. We have to restart the whole StreamYard. So unless StreamYard gets this fixed, StreamYard days might be numbered. But that's not here nor there. Got to get back to business. Zebec's core offering, real-time payroll, solves tangible pain points, business, and works. Is not just crypto native. It is an enterprise relevant with integrations into Visa, MasterCard, major chains like Solana and Ethereum. Multi-chain reach Zebec isn't locked into one ecosystem. It is live on Solana, Ethereum, Binance, Near, and Base, giving it flexible flexibility and resilience across market cycles. So shout out to Poison Clan. Aggressive growth forecast. While Stronghold is forecasted to hit 10 cents by 2030, Zebec is projected to reach $1.76. That's all you had to tell me. The rest of this is really irrelevant, but we can read it anyway. Even accounting for volatility and inflation, the upside is significantly higher. Project market shift. Zebec's payroll, debit card, and treasury tools are already being used by DOAs, startup, and enterprises. That transaction stronghold, while promising, is still building out merchant adoption. So, personally, I don't think Stronghold will be bigger than Zebec, but hey, whatever floats your boat, do your own research and due diligence and let us know what you think. This is when XRP takes ZBCN under its wing. Bless the child. So this is what happened to you on the 31st. The Zebec community already knows we're going over a billion inevitably. So what happened on the 31st, actually? Did you say, if I told you Zebec market cap will reach 1 billion very soon, I'm back. Okay. So this is I love the shout out to Captain Jack. Keeps adding change on change. I love the gold teeth with the pirate. I think that's uh pretty cool. Again, kind of weird with the gold chains, but the gold teeth. The pirate's cool and the gold chain is kind of weird, but it's cool too. But I guess when you're getting it like that, you can do whatever you want. Yazim, Silver Days, we are back. I'm on the Zebec ship. So this is freaking noses itching. From fellow Zebecians, my fellow Zebecians, don't get shaken out. We need everyone to keep their hands and feet inside on the ship. Paper hands need to evolve into diamond hands. All we need is the applied pressure 1 cent or higher soon. It's inevitable. Yo, what up, Crypto Clay? You came in just in time, bro. We've been up and down on a H bar rabbit hole. No worries, bro. We were down technically anyway, so you didn't really miss a whole lot. This is us catching back up. Speaking of which, where were we? Oh yeah, holders. So holder activity currently we are at bomb 81,000 17, and that has been what? And that has been the debate. I told you guys we might push up to 100,000 sooner than you think. So we're at 81,017. Last 4 hours we added 29. 12 hours we added 53. Day we added 46. 3 days we added 284 holders. For the week we added 714 holders. For 2 weeks we added 1,839. But it's weird. From 2 weeks, right? We've added for the month 5,962. So even if the amount doubled in the 2 week to 4 week, that ain't gonna be no 59,000. So we picked up a lot of holders somewhere, or this chart incorrect, right? Something's weird. How you go from 18 to um 59? Maybe another day will be 15 days. So we're doing about 200 a day, be 2,000. I'm still not going to be no 5,900, but I'm not refuting it. I'm just showing you the numbers. This is the solo scan because when I looked early, this Zebec holder on the holder scan didn't update, so it was still showing 80,900. So I checked here as well. This is showing 81,000. How did that get more? 81,019. And this guy's showing 81,017. So I guess there's two new holders on the scan that doesn't appear yet on the uh, holder scan, which could be no worries there. All right. So back to X Twitter. This is did KuCoin.com have to bring more ZBCN, Zebec out of cold storage because perhaps they are running low. If they're running low, wouldn't that push the price up? So that is Zebec cold storage wallet. Okay. Wish you might be onto something here. Wish I would have had the numbers though. Which one is the 1, 2, 3? The fourth one down. So this is was that 50 million? 222,000 worth of Zebec onto the exchange. I guess they are. But wouldn't supply check, or what if they're running out? Wouldn't the supply push up? Maybe they got it in time. I don't know. I thought it when you run low, it pushes the price up because the token is scarce. But I don't know. There's all kind of manipulation going on. Ain't no telling, man. Zebec update. We've hit our first price target. Chart analysis shows ZBCN testing a key downtrend line red. A bullish breakout above this could signal a trend reversal and push towards a higher high. Without a break, expect a pullback to 0038. I hope not for a retest. But then again, on the good side, if it goes down, it's going down for us to pick it up. So if it's going down, we can get a pretty good sale and bring it back up. The retest of the main uptrend green we've held since the initial surge to the all-time high. Reading something real quick. All-time high from here. I'm anticipating a strong upward bounce. If we break below the uptrend, time to reevaluate. Though I didn't see that happening. Always prep for all scenarios. Check the charts for details. What are your thoughts on ZBCN? Let's discuss. So I guess these are multiple charts. So this is downtrending to the 00423 down to the 00386. This is the upside bouncing off the support at the 0049. Pushing past the 0054 all the way up to 00638. That would be the best case scenario. This is also pushing down, hitting a support and going down to the 00386. What's going on in the chat? It wouldn't push the price up if you already held it in their wallet. Would have already been encountered in the circulating supply. Okay. Crypto Clay is in the house. So no worries there. I keep it pushing. How do we come back here? So this is the Zebec card. We're talking about that guy. Zebec is the future. Zebec at the 44. Angel number 444. Remain humble in your success and ensure that you build solid foundations for your future. Funds received, you bought, what is that, 1.6, 1.1? Nah, what is that? 116,614. So shout out to this guy. But in the future, do not show anyone what you're buying and how much you hold, guys. Be on the safe side. People are literally getting home invaded over the crypto. My man, Silver Days in the building. Zebec's looking for a nice bounce off support. This is 3 hours ago. And I think we came down. I don't think we bounced off the support. That was at the 00, the 0045. And we are currently at the 00437. So I guess we did continue to go down. Let me close this Caleb and Brown out as well. Huge congratulations to the Zebec community for hitting the 81,000 active wallets. Let's go. What an epic milestone. Let's keep the momentum going. Makes onward and upward to 85K. I think it's going to keep pushing and possibly get 100K holders by the end of the year. Let me know in the chat if you know where it's at. Put a number. 85,000. 95. I got to start making more polls. 85,000, 90,000, 95,000, 100,000. How many holders do you think we're going to hit by the end of the year? So it's 85,000, 95,000, or 100,000. I need to make a poll, actually. Where we're going. Imagine listening to a beat like this on a change cruiser. Once you made it from all your ZBCN tokens, boat rich list. So this is, okay, this is the boat rich list. So you got a nano sailor, a block skipper, a chain cruiser, a ledger explorer, a DeFi diver, a token admiral, and the Leviathan. Hopefully I only get to the Leviathan. But currently I think I'm at the chain cruiser, which is actually pretty cool too, bro. I can't knock the hustle, right? But shout out to whoever made that's a pretty cool list. Zebec Algo partnership also connected Zebec to Arch X, probably nothing. Yeah, I saw that announcement. I think that's on here as well. This is Circle. You got to work with governments. There's no way around it. 12 years ago, we set out to make the internet of money reality. Uh, tells the story of a long road to earning trust, driving policy, and building a safer, more open financial system. This milestone belongs to the entire team, our partnership, and the policy makers who help make it possible. While the work is far from done, the internet financial system is closer than ever. Full story. Check that out probably later. I guess I can. Dang it. Guess we can open that up in case we wanted to read it. Let me go back. Got kicked out again. I think that it might have been user error though. That might have been me going back. Just wanted to open this article in case there's something useful in here. I'm not 100% sure what ties this to a Zebec. No worries there. This is Zebec is looking strong, very solid consolidation period. She looks ready. This is community alert. Do not interact with these accounts, block and report. And this is airdrops. And as far as I know, I don't know about any airdrops. So be careful out there, folks. And definitely stay away from airdrops unless you know if they are legit or not. New feature of Money is live. We sit down with Nick Andrews, Zebec's Managing Director of Compliance and co-founder of Strata Global. today? Nick shares insights and compliance to shifting regulation. What's today? Uh, how Gateknox powered Zebec's products and why he joined Zebec. What's today? That's weird. Anybody know about this today? I didn't even know this. What? Was That's weird. How is it not? Wait, is there a video here? Is there video? Is there something here? There is not. Dang it. It's new founder of Money is Live. We said, oh, okay, here's this. Okay, I'm tripping. This is the video. Nick shares insights on compliance, shifting crypto and regulatory landscape, and how Gatenaut powers products and why. So this is a lot of XRP, but at the bottom there is more Zebec. Let's see if we can scroll down past the XRP. So this is Zebec here. Top of the morning, mates, pirates. It's going to be an amazing week on these waters with the Zebec space on Wednesday. So it is Wednesday. Okay, thank God. Get ready. The slingshot engaged. Most will not be ready for the bomb. Zebec is about to drop on this. Oh wow, Caleb and Brown's going to be there. I'm definitely tuning in. Caleb and Brown, Uphold, Algorithm Foundation, Ondo, Zebec Cards, Labs, Robinhood, Finance, Coinbase. You got everybody. Zebec Pump will be very on brand right now. Will be on brand right now. A Zebec Pump would be very on brand. Definitely on brand. Out of nowhere. All connected. Great interview. Bitmart has now has Qubic. That's awesome. So I can never get it off that BS exchange. Uh, Trade Ogre. ZBCN family. I will continue to deliver more information about Zebec's leadership team through the week. Please follow me for more updates. At Sandler, our CTO at Zebec Network. In crypto since 2014, co-founder of XTech, a blockchain exchange and energy trading innovator. Built Flatnut Ventures, helping launch and scale digital ventures. Early contributor to Locket, the team behind the DOA and the first major decentralized autonomous organization in history. Kai, track record proves one thing: he knows how to build to scale, from exchanges to energy grids to DAOs. He's shaping Zebec's multi-chain future. With leaders like this, Zebec is in the hands of true builders. Why does it keep going back to that page? You can't. Oh man, I'm already at the bottom too. Seriously, bro. Seriously, bro. Um, I'm just going back through the XRP. Oh, that was XRP. I'm tripping. Like, what is Austin talking about? Zebec. I'm tripping. That was XRP. Uh, okay. Larry Fink of BlackRock has been appointed to the chair uh, at WEF. The WF is partnered with HSBC, recently added to Zebec's advisory board. Mark Turkington head of global transaction of monitoring at HSBC. HSBC will be with us at Zabos this year. Zabos, still bullish on Zebec. So this is statement from Larry Fink and Andre Hoffman, intern chairs at the World Economic Forum, which is WEF. Geneva, Switzerland, August 15th. We are honored to take this leadership role on an interim basis at the pivotal time the World Economic Forum as the organization moves to something chapter. We look ahead for clarity, with clarity and pose and confidence in the forum endurance. Tony, Daniel, somebody. Dr. Martin Turkentine, AML regulatory expert from HSBC. Very good advisory board. HSBC corporate and institutional banking into market-led financing focused business that provides investments and financial solutions through the international network. We connect emerging and mature markets, covering key growth areas we partner with. I want to say HSBC is credit cards and loans, I think. I don't know. Sabos, September 29th to August 2nd in Frankfurt. Zebec, if you want to send your boy, just holler at me. Shoot me an email. Let me know so I can get my passport ready, be ready to roll. Meet you guys at the airport in Frankfurt with beer in hand. So let me know what you guys think as well. Keeping it moving. Good morning, crew. Looks like we might have some exchange activity going on with a Zebec. And what is this showing? Is this showing buying? Looks like Coinbase won breadcrumbs. So they're transferring or they're buying. I'm not sure what that's showing. This is Zebec exploding with new talent. Shout out to ZBN. Man, the team is leveling up, bringing top tier visionaries to supercharge the Zebec network and drive ZBCN to new highs with a mission to revolutionize real world value. Flows, the new additions are set to make waves in the Web3 space. Let's dive into the hype and explore why growth is a game changer for ZBCN. This is put your trust in ZBCN. This is a nice dip. Zebec recovers like no other incoming slingshot. Don't get shakes, health charts, small corrections. This is set up to explode. Some of my holders let me know. Like, some of my holders let me tell you a few times my conviction saved me from making terrible mistakes. And he ain't lying, bro. He ain't lying. Several times I thought about it, but at this point, we're in it to win it. Why would you sell Zebec once you got it and you held it and you're profitable, right? It makes sense to keep holding and to wait it out, right? Why drop now right before the pump? Like those poor guys that sold right before it pushed up to the 0.6. I was talking about it's moving slow. I'm going to lose my money. And now look what happened with the folks that diamond hand and waited, and I lost my glove. Where's my freaking glove? Is gearing up for the zeros 1.5 cents. Would be the next push up. Zebec. Ever wonder how these TAs are only assumptions, no facts come from them? Truth is, no one can predict when an organization is going to invest or when a crypto bull is going to shift and spin. Wow, someone has to press the button in order for the shift upwards to be conducted. So, who are they? Invest wisely. There's a lot of control On the other side, they see social media greed for financial independence. So definitely don't forget to check out the staking on Zebec. Zebec's looking to bounce off the strong support. Should be a positive week. This is from last week. I want to go back to that interview, see if we can run that for a couple minutes to make up for our technical glitching earlier. That's weird. Uh, add that updated. See if we can find that article right through the XRP Army real quick. Coming through, fellas. Should be. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. This is talking about.
Welcome to another episode of Zebec's Future of Money. Today on the show, I'm joined by one of the largest spaces in fintech compliance, Nick Andrews. He is the managing director of compliance at Zebec. He is also the co-founder of Strata Global and the group head of compliance at the Alternative Derivatives Exchange. Nick's background includes deep involvement in enterprise SaaS, core banking transformation, and regulatory fintech. He contributes high-level insight into compliance bridging, global deployment protocols, and scaling enterprise-grade infrastructure across geographies. Today, we'll be talking about all things compliance and regulation as we navigate the ever-changing world of crypto and blockchain. Tune in to hear Nick's experience in compliance, the regulatory landscape in crypto, how GateKnox integrates seamlessly with Zebec's core products, and why Nick decided to join Zebec. Nick, it's great to have you on.
Well, thank you for having me on.
So maybe the audience would like to learn a little bit more about you. Could you also walk us through your journey in the compliance and regulatory space?
Well, I've been around the financial services for a very long time. I'm not actually on the picture, so you can actually see how old I am, and you can probably guess it is a very long time. But I started my career in the financial services in the banking side. I ended my banking career as the head of credit risk management in a bank, which was an interesting place to be in the derivative and the commercial banking side. I moved to the capital markets, where I've always been on the risk side. I've never been a trader. And that's why I ended up continuing in the risk and the compliance side. So like my time in the capital markets, I didn't quite realize that time became so useful later in life as to some of the things that I've been getting up to. So from that point of view, being on the fixed income floor, when it was called junk bonds, I looked after the credit and other risks in that side. We did quite well, I hasten to add. I've been on the equity floor, been on the derivative clearing floor. I've been in a very innovative securities firm many years ago, where I was at board level, and we were the firm that brought ETFs to the UK and then into Europe. That was a very interesting time for innovation in these sorts of things. And I think if we think back to it, the ETFs were the first new product for quite a long time that came to the financial services sector. So you learn a lot from those sorts of things. However, after a period there, I set up my own compliance and regulatory consultancy. Compliance had then become more of an industry to where it had started out really post Big Bang 1986 here in the UK, and then with a little bit more bite to it in the 90s. And it also brought in financial crime with the laws that came in 92, 94 here in the UK. So compliance and financial crime sort of merge into one. They're very distinct pieces, but from my point of view, I've covered both parts and continue to cover both parts. So my compliance consultancy allowed us to be very flexible over things. We set companies up, we looked after companies from a compliance point of view, and take a pragmatic view on these things. So we saw an awful lot of innovation that came to the UK, got it going, managed it on an ongoing basis, and actually had a bit of fun. There's something you don't hear very often. People in compliance say they have a bit of fun, but it can be good fun, can be very interesting. So that compliance consultancy, I sold it just before COVID hit big time, but I had a ball towards the latter part. I was fortunate enough to become an independent non-executive director.
Yeah, I'm trying to play some of this video, make up for some of the technical issues earlier, but for some reason, I'm not sure if it's the computer or if it is the internet. Things are getting crazy glitchy lately, but I guess this is school starting, more people on the way. I don't know, but it always happens for a couple days, then everything goes back to normal. But we'll keep seeing what this guy has to say. I'll probably give a couple more minutes and see if we can push forward there. If not, if it's too glitchy, let me know and we'll shut it down. Let's get back to the AMA. I think there is actually this is a video, but there's an AMA Wednesday. Going to definitely try to live stream that as well because it might be pretty big. But let's see what this guy's talking about. Nick Andrews.
It's a large daughter company of a large American bank. That's always interesting to see governance applied from compliance. I say that from the point of view of when we talk about governance, it was interesting that a compliance bod was actually on the board of a company. You don't see that very often. Might refer to that a little bit later on, depending on what you ask me about, Pav. Also in that time, I sold another company to a well-known crypto firm. I was also on the board of another well-known retail crypto firm as a non-executive director. And I'd also set up a Bitcoin lending company out of the US with some friends of mine, but we couldn't quite get that one off the ground due to funding. So my point there being is I've been involved in the crypto and digital asset space for 10, nearly 15 years now. So I do know my way through that from a compliance point of view, from the hard edge of innovation of setting up companies and running companies in that space. So I take that from that point of view, but I'm actually speaking to you from another entity that I am the co-founder of, which is a regulated firm here in the UK, which is Strata Global. I'm part of that, but I'm also part of Zebec, which is where I'm joining as well, which was what was said there at the time. My regulated firm concentrates in the digital assets, so I know my way around that. So that's a very long piece. I hope that gives you an introduction and you can understand a little bit about how I've come to where I am.
Yeah, absolutely. So it sounds like you've had a pretty expansive experience in the Web 2 and Web 3 world. That sort of depth of experience is what makes you so valuable here at Zebec, especially when we're at the intersection of payroll and payments. It requires somebody who truly understands both the regulatory framework and the nuances of financial operations. So having someone with your background definitely ensures that you can scale while staying ahead of compliance expectations. And you mentioned a few of your experiences. Looking back at your career, having been in Web 2 and Web 3, what have been the most challenging compliance issues you faced to date?
I'll start that one off with a non-answer, if I may, which is a big question. My non-answer is in my life, both in the bank, the capital markets, and more personally in the compliance consultancy, I've come across some interesting characters that you bump into who want to get a regulatory license here in the UK. And unfortunately, a number of them have been bordering on the criminal, if not criminals. And that always makes those positions somewhat challenging as you work out who on earth they are. But it makes for a good story. But that's not what we're here to talk about. It's quite entertaining. We can do another podcast on the horrors that we actually find. Again, I refer to that. Sometimes compliance is interesting, even though you don't want it to be interesting. But coming back to your point, what am I really looking at? The most challenging compliance issues is bad regulation or poor regulation. Everybody who wants to play in the financial services area looks for good regulation. Then you know what you're doing. It's when we have these difficult regulations which have been ill thought through. And I'm not talking just about here in the UK, I'm talking about Europe and other jurisdictions as well. Poor regulation is dreadful. And that makes the entire position very difficult. But I think the underlying message there, compliance itself is split into two different parts of the activity. One of which is those people who are pragmatic and see their way through a resolution for where the owners of the company, the investors, want to make money, and they want to make money in the compliance way, but they want to make money as quickly as they can. Talking about fintech, particularly in the crypto sectors, there's usually a way around some of these sorts of things in a correct way, rather than just saying no to everything. Business prevention officers are the bane of my life in compliance. Actually, I say that I made a lot of money in a compliance consultancy by not being a business prevention officer, and compliance people having to come to me to say, how can we sort this one through in this pragmatic way? So I think that there's always other pieces I can talk about challenging, but I think those the biggest pieces is to make sure that compliance is considered. It's not a profit center, but it should be contributing to the profit center. And I think that is where the attitudes of boards and other people is, it's a tick box point. It's easy to do. We don't need to do much. Just tick these boxes, get on with it. That's the most challenging points to convert them, is to do it properly and don't go to prison.
Okay, that makes sense. So you mentioned, I guess, the main issue is unclear regulation, especially the fintech space. So I would argue that every new market and every new use case introduces a different regulatory lens, which is what makes it difficult to stay ahead and ensure that the regulatory framework is clear. So I think another thing I would argue is that I think what makes our industry so tough is that compliance isn't a one-time exercise. It's a continuous battle. It's a living, evolving process. So being able to stay proactive is the key to success. Do you agree?
I agree entirely with you on all of those points there. The problems of cross-border, which we can talk about later, I would imagine. I've been brought up here in the UK with our regulatory regime, which is a principles-based regulator, which allows some sort of risk assessments and a little bit of flexibility around the edges without having a hard and fast rule. Unlike the US model, where there are very specific rules that come out from it, Europe is much more rules-based as well. Try and manage those different complexities between a global company which has a US head office, perhaps doing business in Europe and in the UK, and we're trying to apply principles-based regulations to this. That makes it harder. But coming back to your point, what the problem we have with some of these new regulations is speed. In previous years, it almost looks like it's every 10 years there is a big jump in compliance and attitudes, although that period might be blended over the 10-year decade period, for want of a better term. But it used to be new rules would be coming out and the industry was quite pragmatic in implementing those rules, i.e., takes its time. But now in the crypto and fintech you can apply, depending on which underlying activity it's doing, we want to move much more quickly to be able to build our businesses, to make revenues, to expand, etc. And the rules don't move as quickly as we want. And that should be the position of having that flexibility, and a principles-based regulation compared to a rules-based regulation may help. It's not necessarily the answer to everything.
Yeah. So you mentioned, and it sounds like you've been part of the conversations in the UK around.
So I guess I'll put that video up there and you can check it out for yourself. So, let me see. This is that Circle article. Is there any mention of ZBCN in the article? What is going on with this goddamn? How about Zebec? Definitely not. All right, well, that was cool. Anyway, thought there was, oh yeah, checking out CoinMarketCap. If CoinMarketCap ever comes up, see if there's anything here real quick, and we'll call it a day. Currently we're at the 0043. Why is Zebec down? Good question. Let me see. So I asked Gronk if the founder of Zebec Network got investigated for fraud or dumping on retailers. And this is what Gronk told me. This is not fake news, guys. Protect the project is cooked and cannot be trusted. A lot of people waste time trying to tell us about the project they're not even invested in. That's kind of like your boy making songs about it. It's not even invested in it. If you're not invested in it, why do you care? Right? You're not even losing any. You don't even have a dog in this fight. Why are you giving us information about something that's not even applying to you? Are you mad you didn't get in? Are you mad you're missing out? I don't understand. Right? I don't research coins I'm not invested in. I don't even look at them. Why would I pull up something about a CEO of a coin I'm not even invested in? I'm bullish on ZBCN as well. Oil money machine. Fluid growth to $1 and beyond. No point on waiting to see if it changes half a penny. It's really not going to matter when it moves. Somebody that makes sense. Zebec is holding firm at a strong support level, hinting at potential rebound if momentum follows through this week. Could shape up positive for the token. All right, Silver Days, thanks for joining. See here. I'm bullish on Zebec. Ain't this the same guy that was just talking about the founder? This is weird, man. These guys are just trying to confuse you. If you cannot, if you think buying ZBCN at the 0045 is expensive and XRP or XLM, HBAR, XRP, Cardano, and Ondo are not, you're a hypocrite. You should thank the Lord it's at the same level. Don't be too greedy, or it might cost you to buy higher later. Bullish on Zebec. Binance and Coinbase users are scratching their heads, wondering why so many people are so stoked about ZBCN, while Uphold users are smiling like Cheshire cats and counting the load, counting to load, and continuing to load. I'm tripping. So you are telling me that Zebec is being advised by ADP's former CFO and former ADP president. You don't believe that Zebec will replace ADP over time, even if slowly over the next 10 to 20 years, they will be taking a percentage every year. Zebec going to $10. Please and thank you. Why Zebec card program could be a game changer. Crypto market holds trillions in wealth, but spending it day to day is clunky. Convert to stable coin, withdraw to the bank, pay fees and taxes, and wait for Zebec's MasterCard linked debit card solves this. You can spend crypto directly, groceries, rent, even luxury with instant conversion and settlement. This matters because no friction, swipe and pay, no off ramp, delays, or middle steps. Massive scale, 100% digital, no banks, no branches. Adoption can scale globally at speed. Ecosystem value, every transaction runs through Zebec rails, generating fees and buybacks that occur to the ZBCN token. Stronger narrative, unlike XRP promises, Zebec is delivering a usable product today, and cards are less likely to trigger heavy regulational backlash. What's wild is that a few are talking about this. If Zebec times marketing and regulatory clarity, adoption could spike in a bull market. Real utility, retail FOMO, tokenomics that could easily surpass logic units. And here's the kicker: Zebec basically has no direct competitors. Exchange cards exist, but they've walled to the single platform. Zebec is aiming bigger across chain cards that taps crypto wealth anywhere, converting on the fly with MasterCard rails. That's direct access to trillions in potential value. If executed well, this isn't just another crypto project. It's the gateway between locked crypto wealth and real world spending. Underrated, absolutely. Well said, little big man number one. That's great information. But as always, thanks for joining, guys. And stay dangerous. It's your main man, BTM, signing out. Apologize for the technical difficulties today, but we'll work through them and get it fixed. Let me check with the IT guys and see if they can fix this problem. If not, not 100% sure I will be on the video tomorrow, but I'll definitely be live streaming Wednesday with the AMA. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and super chat. And as always, let's get back to the money, guys. It's your main man, BTM, and peace out. And I might come back on later tonight if I don't fall asleep or get too tired and do Caspa maybe. Or I might try to do a live stream this evening. I usually get tired, but either way it goes, thanks for joining. Miner out.